We got 200. That would have been a
Yes, bye. I'm doing my best. I'm doing
So we do want to first acknowledge that we stand on the land, traditional territory of many nations, including Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabeg, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples. And this is now the home to many diverse First Nations, including Inuit and Métis peoples. We do also want to thank for the groups that are supporting this event, Walk Toronto, Friends and Families for Safe Streets, Toronto Community Bikeways Coalition, Ride Fair, TTC Riders, Toronto East Cyclists, Toronto East End Climate Collective, Climate Fast, and there are a few others, and I apologize if I missed them. Please yell out your name if you're one of the other groups.
Cycle Toronto.
Cycle Toronto. Bells on Kingston. So the Bells on Kingston has cycled all the way from Scarborough, and they are among the most energetic cyclists and pedestrians and transit users in the city. So let me begin by saying, Toronto, in our transportation history, we've done some really impressive things. We built a viaduct over the Don Valley Ravine. We put a motorway along the lakeshore on stilts, and we altered water courses and flattened hills to put an expressway through the Don Valley. Now the question is, if we have that kind of ingenuity for transportation, why is it that a child today still can't walk safely to school? Why is it that a senior can't ride a bicycle to a community center? Why is it that a person with a mobility device has to be anxious when they cross the street, or someone with a dog to help them, a blind person that has a guide dog to help them? Why do those people have to be so nervous? And the answer is that we've never made it a priority at City Hall to make road safety a number one priority. Now, how do we change that? That's why we're here today. So what we have asked candidates is three simple, short, concise, time-limited calls to action. And the candidates you see behind me, all of them have committed to those three calls to action. So that is the answer. We want to send to City Hall people who have the political will to make our roads safe. What are those three concise calls to action? Number one, road speeds reduced to 30 and 40 kilometers an hour across the city. The only exceptions are ones that can be rationalized based on an articulated road safety rationale. Number two, increase triple funding to Vision Zero, our failing Vision Zero plan, to $75 million, and focus on capital projects that induce a road redesign that reduces a road speed and that reduces a danger. Now, we know that Vision Zero, of course, says that safety, human safety, is the number one priority in all decision-making for transportation, but we know that's not happened yet. And finally, number three is to reallocate space to walking, cycling, and transit, and which is consistent with our Complete Streets guidelines, and also to ensure that we respect our own policy, which is a goal of 75% walk, cycle, and transit for trips under 5 kilometers. So in conjunction of that, all we're saying is, in conjunction with that, we're saying, for once, implement the current bike plan. Now, we've never fully implemented bike plans. Implement the bike plan, and finally, and our friends from Scarborough will be happy to hear this, complete east-west cycle tracks along Bloor, Danforth, and Kingston to the city border, Kingston Road, and north-south bike lanes along Yonge Street from border to border. So let me conclude by saying each group represented here, people who get about the city mainly on foot, people who get about the city mainly on bikes, people who get about the city mainly on transit, all of those people are minorities within our transportation system. But together, we can send candidates to City Hall that will make our roads safe. Together, we can create safe roads, and together we can create a Toronto that has safe roads for all people. So those are my comments. I'm going to turn it over now to Nadja Zawari. Nadja is a founder of the Women's Cycling Network. She herself is a refugee, came to Canada as a refugee from Afghanistan. She's been a wonderful model to us about how it takes a community to build safe roads. So,
thank you very much. And I feel very delighted to see so many people passionate for road safety now. We, as a group of women cyclists coming mostly from immigrant and refugee background, when we formed ourselves, I noticed that there was a lot of love for cycling in the neighborhood. Soon we noticed that there is a lot of fear too, because people fear that they will be hit by cars, they don't know how to find right ways, etc. But we together keep going on, learn bike, and we have about 500 members now from 2019 to date. So this is a GTA thing. For us, cycling is something, a wheel of empowerment. And as Albert mentioned, there is a lot of good policies, but what we are asking, our ask is very simple. We are not asking like rocket science. You are not asking big budget. It is a small budget, efficient budget, useful budget for those who are the most vulnerable of our communities in our neighborhood or in GTA in Toronto and overall in Ontario. So what we are asking today is our politicians that they might go to the City Hall, that they represent us. So they should remember us. They should remember these moments, the moments that we are together tonight, and we are caring about all those vulnerable pedestrians, cyclists, and people with special needs that are on the road and moving from one spot to another spot. So wish them success and wish them to have commitment, action, and fast action. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. What a crowd. This is awesome.
Woo! Yeah.
My name is Bob. I'm with the Brain Injury Society of Toronto. I'm with the Advocacy Advisory Committee. I'm a brain injury survivor. I'm a cyclist. I can't ride far. I can't ride fast, but I can ride. Where I live in Weston, the home of the bicycle, we have a little wee small bike lane, dedicated bike lane. If you ever ridden a bike in Weston on Keele Street, Jane Street, Weston, it is horrific. We need to get it done, and it has to get done through City Hall. And it's groups like this that get together and get out there and vote, because we need change at City Hall. We need the political will to see the demand of bike lanes in the GTA. We have all these nice new shiny buildings going up in these transit hubs, close to these transit hubs, that none of us will be able to afford to live in. But how many cyclists are going to come out of all these big, massive buildings? Thank you.
This is an amazing turnout. As Albert said, I'm here to speak on behalf of Friends and Families for Safe Streets. If you haven't heard of us, we're a group of people whose loved ones were killed in preventable crashes on Toronto's deadly streets, and people like me who survived a crash with severe life-altering injuries. I was almost killed in 2015 when I was struck. My spine was broken and I have a brain injury, and it was a life sentence, and it was preventable. We're here to support this event because it's essential that road safety becomes one of the main issues of our upcoming City Hall election. Despite having a Vision Zero plan in place since 2017, our leaders and our plan are failing us. The core principle of Vision Zero states that we must value human life over driving convenience. Instead, our leaders regularly do the opposite, privileging driving over the safety of any other form of transportation. Our leaders collectively have not had the political will to build effective Vision Zero measures. As a result, road violence remains an ongoing urgent public health crisis, continuing to consume lives, bodies, and hearts. But all road violence is preventable, and all of us know that. That's why we're here. We can do this. We can build safe streets. The members of Friends and Families for Safe Streets, what we want most of all, more than anything in the world, is for what happened to us to never happen to anyone else ever again. So we thank all of you, and we thank all the candidates here today, and everyone who signed on to commit to the completely possible, completely doable, completely achievable vision of building safe streets, achieving Vision Zero, and ending road violence forever.
So some people say, are not confident in City Hall, but the candidates that are running are pretty impressive people, and we certainly admire and know what kind of dedication it takes to run for City Council. So I mentioned to you the 3 road safety calls to action, and 33 candidates have signed on to those road safety calls to action, and we'll certainly be promoting that as we move towards the election. And the people you see behind me have all signed on to those 3 road calls to action, road safety calls to action. So we're going to give all of them a very brief opportunity to speak. We have our timekeepers here, and they're going to move forward now.
Our message is, when we work together as a community, we can get things done. So what we're going to do is we're going to send candidates to City Hall who have the political will to make our streets safe. We can do it. We just need the right candidates there. So on October 24, please vote. And please, thank you for taking an interest tonight in the candidates who are running. Some amazing people are running for office. Please ring your bells, shine your lights for the amazing people who've stepped forward to run for office. So finally, we're simply going to ask you to be safe on the way home. There is, of course, the subway right here. Even if you're on a bike, you might consider taking a subway. Of course, if you need any more lights, perhaps some people don't have lights, we'll give you lights for the ride home. But thank you very much, everyone, and thank you to our candidates for running for office and showing a determination to get safe streets. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming out.